All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Let's see here. I think, Katie, you can unmute yourself. I think it should let you.
I got it.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. Yay. All right, you guys, I'm so excited. Tonight we have Katie Sullivan on with us tonight. We're so pumped to listen to you. So let me make sure I'm recording real quick and we'll go ahead and just get going. Let's see here. All right, Katie, if you just want to start out by introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about your story, and from there we'll jump into the questions.
I sure will. I'm so excited. I actually started with this business back when I was in college. I was 20 years old at the time, and I was crazy busy. I was in a sorority. I was a Phi Mu. On top of that, I was a ministry leader for a student organization. On top of all of that, I worked 3 jobs. I worked at a clothing boutique. I also taught dance, and I babysat. And on top of all of that, I was taking 19 credit hours at the time. So when I first heard about this company, it was actually through the Hair, Skin, Nails product. I tried it, I loved it, and I was telling everybody about it, which is the funny part of my story because they all were ordering from the girl that I ordered through. And little did I know that I could actually do this business and make an income until several months later when I joined one of my sorority sisters as a consultant in the company. So when I joined, I was a little nervous. I thought, okay, I'm really busy. Is this something that I could do on top of all of this craziness while in college? And it actually turned out to completely change my life within months. I went Ruby, earned a $1,000 Ruby bonus, and I was able to quit all 3 jobs right from the start. And I was so happy because I was working my business, walking to class. Thankfully, I didn't trip except for one time and cracked my phone. Totally happened. And then also, working during class, if you have a really boring professor or, during those boring sorority meetings, whatever it was, I took the opportunity to work my business wherever I was. I made no excuses. And that is how I started off. I actually hit my internship in college and hated my internship. It was with little 3-year-olds and had boogers and nastiness all over the place. And I just thought to myself, I could not do this and come home to my own kids one day and feel like this is really what I wanted to do in life. So I turned to my parents and I said, I am going to do this business full time. You watch me. I'll be honest, my parents did not really support me. They weren't really excited at first like I was. They thought I was just throwing my college education in the trash. And, that was hard. I actually decided to use it as fuel, and I proved them all wrong. And that was the best feeling I've ever had in my life, was proving people wrong. I also proved everyone in my sorority wrong, which was awesome. And so, what's so cool about that was that I used it as fuel instead of allowing it to bring me down and tear me and my business apart. And what happened from that fuel was that I went to conference and it changed my life. I went double diamond as well, and with my boyfriend and I combined, at that time, we earned $72,000 in bonuses. And then from there, I went triple as well, and that's where I'm at right now. But after I went double, I was making an income that was actually higher than the salary I would have made coming out of college. So on May of 2016, I was actually able to graduate college, and I never had to go get a job. So that has been completely life-changing. I never had to go interview for anything. It's just been a blessing. I'm sitting here in my office at home right now, and that's where I work from every single day with my boyfriend also. So it's pretty awesome, and that's my story. And honestly, guys, if I can do it, anybody can do it, especially if you're really busy.
Yes, I love it. You were a prime example of, not having time as not an excuse. And you and Ryan, you guys both do this full time, don't you?
We do, both of us. He was in nursing school, actually, when I kind of nudged him in the arm and was like, hey, I'm doing this thing. And he really just was like, okay. But he was so crazy busy, too, because he was in a Sullivan-rated nursing school. So, a month later, he joined me. After I joined, in February, he joined in March. And then he actually went to green carpet by himself and drove 600 some odd miles by himself because I was in my internship. And he actually took himself out of nursing school after that conference, after that event, and was like, this is what I'm doing full time. So both of us work full time together, and it's been such an awesome blessing.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Ladies, you guys need to remember that to have your husbands, check around out, because that's awesome. All right.
Yes.
So, everyone, we asked today what questions they kind of have for you, and they just wanted to know, do you have like a certain schedule that you guys like go off of every single day, or is it just kind of like you're all over the place, or what do you do on a daily basis?
I am actually a very organized person. Some people are very all over the place. On the other hand, I was always searching in this business for my own schedule. And I did have two different lives kind of in this business. I had the really like crazy busy life, and I have now where I'm full time. So I'll kind of give you a gist really quick of what my life is now and how I work my business now that I'm full time. I like to sleep in. So I sleep in. I do a devotional every morning. I do wake up around like 10 or 11, so holla. And then after that, I kind of sit down. I talk to my team for a second. I do my devotional. And then right at 12 o'clock, my alarm goes off. At 12 o'clock, I send out 25 messages. And that literally, guys, I've timed myself, takes me 10 to 15 minutes. And then I move on. I love to paint, so I go and paint, or I'll decorate my house, or I'll cook lunch, or whatever it may be. So that's my 45 minutes of time. And then I come and sit back down at 1, and I do the same thing. I send another 25 messages. Again, it takes me only 10 to literally 15 minutes. I do use text replacement. So do any of you guys know how to use that? No?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going to like blow your minds. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe y'all don't know this. Okay, so I love it. If you take an iPhone and you turn it on and you go to settings, go, I think it's to messages. So scroll down to messages. I don't know if y'all can see this. Hang on. Okay. And then the next thing that you want to do, hang on. I haven't done this in a while. Let's see. Maybe it's not messages. I don't know, but you're going to find, I think it is under messages, but let me find it really quick. It's called text replacement. And
or is it already on your cell phone?
Is it what?
Is it like an app that you have to download, or it's
no?
It's already
it's an iPhone feature. I think other phones have it too. I'm just trying to find it. Oh yeah, maybe it's keyboard. Someone reminded me. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Found it. Thank you. You go to General, and then you go to Keyboards, and you click Text Replacement. Can y'all see that? I don't know. That's where it is. It's under Keyboards, and then you click that. If I can. And then all of my cold messages are in here. So you click the plus sign in the upper right hand corner, and you can just like, it says phrase. So that's what you're going to say. So every day I say something like, hey, would you be interested in 90-day challenge, blah, blah, blah. Or, hey, would you be interested in joining my team? Of course, I say something a lot more genuine than that, and I will talk about that. I send things that are very complimenting. And like every single person says, thank you. Oh my gosh, you are so sweet. I have never in my life had a mean comment because of the way that I send my messages. So I say the phrase, and the shortcut that I use is just like Q1 or like Q2 or Q3. Those are my 3 text replacements that I have. I have 2 cold messages for being a distributor, and I have 1 cold messages for being a product tester. And so I have that in my phone. So if, let's say, I'm going to text Courtney right now off my phone, I can actually literally click Q1, and that is my message for being a distributor. And it's specifically towards moms. So I say something like, hey, I've been following you for a long time. I've really enjoyed watching you grow, or blah, blah, blah. I don't know what I say. And then I'll say something like, I noticed that you're a mom. We have a lot in common. I'm not a mom, but I'll say whatever I am compared to that person. Like I compare myself to them in a sense. And then I say something like, would you be interested in learning more about what I do? I'll send that to Courtney right now. Hang on. And I literally will just type Q1, and it comes up. And then Q2 is my second one. Q3 is my product tester one. So
So is
She
that all
literally,
through like texting then? Like, is it on like Instagram as well, or just like texting? Okay, so
oh, it's everything. Because it's your phone feature. So I just sent you that, and it literally took me 2 seconds. Here's the next one. Took me literally not even a millisecond. And then here's the third one. So I literally just typed Q1, Q2, Q3. And it's faster than going your notes, double clicking, hitting copy, then hitting paste, and then like it takes way too long. It used to take me 30 minutes to send 25 messages. It now takes me only 10 to 15 minutes to send 25.
oh my gosh, where
It's
is
changed my
like,
life.
how am I just hearing about this? Like,
I don't know. Like, I thought everybody knew about it. Like, I'm obsessed with it. It's so exciting because I can send these messages so fast. And it really makes me feel like I'm not working my business all day long. And like I said, like I literally sit down for 10 to 15 minutes at 12 o'clock, at 1 o'clock, at 2 o'clock, and at 3 o'clock. I'm done. That is 100 messages. I've already sent 100 messages. My day literally took me like 10, 15 minutes every hour. And I go and paint, or I'll go and cook, or I'll go and do whatever I need to do. And my day is like accomplished. And then I go work out. I leave at 4. I work out at 4:30. I get home around 6:37. Ryan and I have a time together. It's from like 7 to 8. We spend like time like talking or having wine on our porch, whatever. And then I come and like get settled or have dinner or whatever. And then at 9 o'clock, I sit down on the couch and I put a pillow on my lap, and I have a clipboard of all of my Instagram followers. So this may blow your mind too. I was able to completely download all of my Instagram followers, and I was able to print that off. Which for me, I'm very organized. Like I said, I love checking people off. Like I literally go down my list. I send my 25 messages. And for example, here's what it looks like. I've got them highlighted. If it's kind of like a follow-up, a P for product tester, a D for distributor. So I literally just go down the list. And it's so fun and relaxing. I sit down on my couch and watch a movie or whatever. And like I said, it just feels like I'm not having to like work my business. And that's something that I really like struggled with for the longest time. I felt like I sat down all day long, worked all day long, and finally I feel like I breeze through my day. It's awesome. So
smarter, not harder. I love
yes, work smarter, not harder. And I literally have loved finding all these tips and stuff of how to do that. So
how did you print it off? Did you just like go on your computer and go to your Instagram?
yeah, so I actually have a video on my YouTube. I like came up with the idea. I told someone on my team who her husband is an engineer in actual like computer science or something like that. And I tried doing it myself and it did not work. So it saved all the pictures and then I couldn't even print it. So he showed me how to go to Instagram.com on your computer, and then you just scroll all the way down and like copy your followers, and then like you hit Command C or whatever on your computer, and then you just save, like copy and paste it into Pages or Word or whatever you may have like document wise, and then you just print it off. And you can make columns. So I did 3 separate columns, so it's not just all one big long list. And it's on my YouTube, so they're explaining it on there.
It's freaking amazing. Like,
yes, it's so awesome. Like I literally love it. Every day I just go and check it off. My next task that I really want to figure out how to do is how to get Instagram direct messages printed off. That would change my life, but I haven't gotten there yet.
how do you decide to, like, whenever you're going through your Instagram followers and stuff, how do you decide whether to message them to be a customer or a distributor? And do you message as soon as you follow somebody, or do you really take time to watch them and interact?
No, I'm really behind because I have like 15,000 followers. So I have them follow me, and then I interact with them. I follow them. And then at that point, they go into my list, and then I'll message them at some point by the time I get to them, kind of thing. But I've probably been following them for a really long time, which makes that a difference when you are messaging them. If someone looks like they're 15, they're going to be a product tester. If someone looks like they're a mom, they're, got a lot of a network, then I'm going to message them about being a distributor. If I'm really able to relate to someone, maybe they're near my hometown or whatever, then I will message them about being a distributor too. I just kind of look at their page for a second. And then I'm like, okay, distributor or product tester. And I actually can do that really quick. So you just look at someone's page, and I know that, like, don't judge someone by the book or their look of their cover or whatever, because there are so many people that have joined my team that I never expected. But when you still message them about being a product tester, you can still get them to be a distributor. If they say they don't have money, you can still be like, oh my gosh, have you ever heard about working from home? Or let's say you're talking to them about being a distributor and they say, no, I'm too busy. Then you can talk to them about being a product tester. So I kind of work it both ways.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, that is awesome. That makes me so excited. Like, I'm going to your YouTube as soon as I get off here.
Love it.
That's amazing. So is that how you grow your potentials then? Is you reaching out to them usually then?
Yeah, I grow my network like crazy. So I've gotten to the amount of followers that I have. That's really important, or else you wouldn't have a lot of people in the message. And then from there, I message so many people. I know that, like, someone asked me recently if, like, I were to work if I only had, like, I guess it was 2 hours a week to do one thing in my business, what would I do? And the answer would be message. That is the only way that you get product testers or you get distributors or whatever it may be, is by reaching out. And I've had so many of my team join because I reached out to them, not because the other way around, really. And with new algorithm changes, guys, like, hardly anybody just comes directly to me anymore. It's me reaching out to them. So my numbers have been so high lately as far as enrollments. And I came up with this saying, and I've got to look at my board because sometimes I forget what I say. It's, when you raise your numbers, you raise your rates. So I literally, like, had an aha, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not enrolling anyone. Like, what can I do? Message more people. So I literally sit down and I'll do about 100 to 200 people a day. And I know that sounds crazy, and I used to have my mouth like what? Like, that's crazy. But it works so well. And like I said, if you have all of this stuff to help you enhance your business and make it quicker, you don't feel like you're working. Like, you literally feel like you're just sitting on the couch watching a movie or something. It's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. And I notice, like, I'll catch myself all the time too, just like scrolling through my social media, and then I have to, like, catch myself because it's so easy to just get caught up in looking at posts and stuff. But when you actually take the time and you just are so focused on, doing that one task, it's amazing what you can get done. And like you said, it takes you like 15, maybe 20 minutes. So that is awesome.
Absolutely. I have another tip too, if you'd like to know about it. I just discovered this, and it's simply because I used to spend so much time. I am actually a big, like, organized person, like I said, and I used to spend a lot of time following up. And I found this app called Reach. And what you can do is you can put all of your potentials into groups. So I have a group for even my distributors that are claiming promotions this month. And I have a group for all of my DTs. I have a group for PLCs and PDTs. So any potentials that I have, and I send them mass text messages, but it isn't coming to them as a group message. It's coming to them as an individualized message. So they have no idea that I just sent out a ton of messages in literally 5 minutes. So even this morning, Ryan was still sleeping and I was, like, bored. I sent out a ton of a ton of follow-ups, and I signed 2 distributors today. So it was literally me just saying, hey, I just wanted to let you know about the $500 shopping spree that we have right now. It's free. Are you excited? I'm excited. You got to get started on this. What's holding you back? Boom. Signed so many people today because of that. And I literally laid in bed and just sent out messages in 5 minutes, and it was called Reach, for any of y'all that are asking.
That is awesome. Okay, so how do you, they want to know how, whenever you're enrolling your new team members, what are you doing to get them started in the business?
I'm keeping it simple. That's the easiest answer I have for y'all. I used to be the type, because I'm so organized, that I would send them an email, I would talk to them on FaceTime, I would send them to the training academy, I would just do all of this stuff, and then they would just drop off the face of the planet because they were like, this is too much. So instead, as soon as they sign up, I say, do you have 10 minutes? Let's chat. I call them. I tell them, hey, let's go through and, like, make sure that your back office is working. They log in as I'm on the phone with them. they literally look at personally enrolled team. That's the only thing that I want them to know under reports, because they can see that they're enrolling people. And then the next thing I do is I go to their website and I walk them through how to enroll a new team member and how to enroll a new customer. And from there, that's all I tell them. I tell them that there is optional training if they want it. I didn't even watch the training academy when I first started, so I give them that option. It's totally up to them. If they're a green personality and need a lot of details, that's for them. And then I add them to my team page on Facebook. And a few weeks later, I'll add them to our chat. But I do not add them to a chat for a little while because I don't want them to be like, whoa, this is way too much. So that's literally all I do. I ask them also while I'm on the phone, and I'm not kidding when I say it takes 10 minutes, how they want to work their business. And they have no idea necessarily how they want to work their business yet. So I kind of give them a guidance in that aspect. Like sometimes they'll say, oh, I want to work it through Instagram, and they see me working Instagram. So I give them a few pointers that they can screenshot any of my photos, that they can use anything that we have on our team page. And then if they want to do a party, I'll tell them that I'll do it with them. If they want to talk to people in person, I'll kind of explain how to do that, keep it natural, keep it real. But basically, that's all I do. I really do keep it simple because I used to just keep it way too complicated, and then people would just be like, whoa, I don't want to do this anymore. So that's really helped.
Simplicity is key. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. So have you built entirely through social media then?
Yes. When I first started, I started right off on Facebook. I didn't start on Instagram until September of 2016. And the moment that I did, I noticed like my whole business changed, and I've been on Instagram pretty much ever since. I will post on Facebook because why not work both? But I love Instagram. So
yeah, it's so funny how some people like Facebook is just like their thing. Like that's what works so well for them. And like for me, like Instagram is like it, and it's always been it. So that's awesome. What is okay, so you have like a ton of followers. So what are your best tips for growing followers? Like I will notice a lot of people too, it's like, they'll be coming to me and they're like, okay, nobody's reaching out to me. I have nobody to reach out to. And then I'll get on their social media and I'll notice they haven't really been following it. So can you kind of like stress to them how important it is to make sure that you're really building your audience, especially if you plan on building this through social media?
Absolutely. Like if you don't have a big crowd of people to see your stuff every single day, then you're not going to have a bunch of people that will enroll with you. I talk to nearly 1,000 people a month to a week or whatever it may be. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. So, if you're at that 1,000 mark on Instagram, you need to get a lot higher. And the way that you can do that is just by telling yourself how important it is, by laying down in the morning if you have extra time, following, unfollowing, at night before bed, during the day if you're waiting in line for coffee. Like you need to do it in those random times. Honestly, guys, if you're on the toilet, follow. I do it. So whatever your time may be, you have more time than you think, and it doesn't take very long to follow 40 people. I think that's the limit now, is you can only follow 40 people an hour. What I used to do when I was in really big following like month or whatever is I would actually set my alarm for every hour. And I would just know to like spend a little bit of time following every hour. And if I was in class or whatever it was back in the day, I would know my schedules. So I would schedule that after class or whatever. But that's really important, because how many people you talk to is how many people you will sign up.
Yeah, and it's something too, is like you don't have to have a lot of followers off the bat too. I have so many people that are like, all right, well, I don't have a big social media following. But yeah, working at it every single day is definitely key. So you just spend time just making sure you're following new people every single day to grow your audience.
Yeah, like I'm kind of a nerd. I love Instagram. That's where I scroll the most. And I find that when I scroll, I follow. So if you can do that, if you can like I love to look at Charleston. I'm obsessed with Charleston. So I just look at like Charleston, South Carolina. I follow people from there, or I'll be obsessed with California. I just look at some pretty posts from there, and then I just add people that way. I add people through boutiques. I add people through like if you click the magnifying glass, there's like your common people there. You can add people through that. I just add any way possible because it's really important. And like Courtney said, like you do not have to have a huge following right off the bat. I had 0. I started my Instagram literally from the bottom. Started from the bottom. Sorry, I had to add that in there. But I literally started it, like I said, in September of 2016 and just built my way to where I am. And I went from emerald to diamond to double to triple just from building that network and talking to as many people as I could.
Love it. Yeah. And it really doesn't take time too. I think a lot of times we like to overcomplicate it. Like, oh, I just don't have time to sit there and follow. It's, it's so quick. Just don't overcomplicate the process and really, just find a routine that works for you. But for me, like I've always kind of like made it a game within myself too. Is like, I'll be like, okay, by the end of this week, like I want to get to this number. It just kind of makes it like their own competition. But so what is your number one business building tip that you have stayed true to since the beginning?
Messaging. That's my biggest tip to you guys, because I notice my slowest months are when I'm not focused and intentional on messaging people and reaching out to them. I used to do like this thing where I would kind of test around how I would work my business. And I used to think that messaging wasn't the answer for me. And it really brought my numbers down. And the moment that I started back messaging, like I said, if you raise the rates, you raise your rank, or whatever I said, raise your numbers, raise your rank. I always forget what I say.
What do you say to the people who are like, that tell you they're nervous to message or scared because somebody said something negative?
I think I just tell them I don't understand that, because I don't understand necessarily why, if you can talk to someone at the coffee shop and say, I want a pumpkin spice latte, why you can't say to someone, I've got something incredible. Because it's the same thing. You're holding back from people, and you're holding back a very amazing opportunity. And I think the reason that you're afraid is because you don't believe in it yourself. And that's where you've got to work on yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to work on your vision. And the way to do that is to go to an event. If you get to an event, you're going to see the vision. You're going to be able to see where you're headed and what this business is all about. Because if you're afraid to tell someone, hey, I've got something amazing, or hey, we've got some amazing products, would you be interested? Then there's something there. And I tell my team all the time that confidence plus consistency equals currency. And right there, if you don't have that confidence, that's going to break that right in half, and you're not going to be able to message people and get people on board.
Yeah. And something that I love that she said too is, she's always complimenting them. Like if you're being super nice to somebody, I feel like 99% of the time, like nobody's going to come back and just be rude to you. So, just make sure what you're sending is just really nice. I mean, whenever you're like that, they might say no, thank you, but that's okay. So whenever you're reaching out to people, do they sign up usually right away, or is it within the follow-up that you're reaching back out?
Yeah, so I actually write down every person that I get to my text. So what I do is I message them, and then I tell them what options they have for products if they're going to be a product tester. So that kind of narrows it down for them, or else they'll have no idea what I'm talking about. And then they pick a product, or they pick several products to hear more about. And then the next thing I do is I just say, hey, would you happen to have a phone number where I can send more information to? I actually am horrible at Instagram direct. My number is that. And then every single time, I've never had someone say no. If they say no, it's like, can you send it to my email? And then I just say, oh, I don't even email, like something like that. And every single time I get someone to my text. And then I'm going to show y'all my little booklet here really quick, because I do make a to-do list every single day. And on this to-do list, I also write down who I've been talking to. These are all the people from yesterday that I got to a text. So these are all just names here and names here. Okay, so what happens is when I get them to my text, I immediately sign them up pretty much right off the bat. These people in pink were enrolled yesterday. These people, this is an orange color, if you can kind of tell. These people are follow-ups. So they're the type of people that were like, I don't have the money right now, or they're saying I've got to ask my mom, or whatever that may be. So I know to follow up with them. And the people that I haven't highlighted yet just need me to send them one more text because they just forgot to respond, or they didn't see my text, something like that. And the reason why I write this on my daily to-do is because I can simply just go back and be like, oh, that girl never even saw my text. Let me just send her, did my message sent? And that's all I do. And I literally have enrolled since yesterday 2, 3, 4, 5 customers and 2 distributors. So it's just a matter of staying on them and writing down their name and trusting that they're going to sign up. Like on my Tuesday to-do list, this is today, I literally have sign up this person's Instagram name, sign up this person's name, sign up this person's name, sign up this person's name. This is because I messaged so many people that I have this many potentials that I have to write down their name. I have faith that they're going to sign up. I believe in it. This is my to-do list. It's not go and make a new document for my team. Like, they've got this. Like, it's not go in, go to the park. I don't know what a random excuse would be. It's sign these people up because we get paid for enrolling. And so I focus a lot on these people. Now, if they don't sign up, no big deal. I keep following up with them. They're on this Tuesday day, and if it comes Friday, I have my reach out. I'll send them all a mass text. So that's kind of how it goes for me. I stay on top of them.
In your notebook, do you just write like each day, like of the week on a certain day? Like, is there a certain day that you get organized? Or
yeah, I'm kind of weird. So I do have a very organized system. So if this overwhelms y'all, like, don't worry. Like, it's totally okay. You don't have to be like this at all. Every Monday, I chart. Every Tuesday, I talk to my team, and like I really like organize with my team. If I'm talking to my team, it means letting them know how close they are to promotions, checking them in on volumes. We have a group chat, and we're letting them know about the volumes that they're at and how close they are to going executive or Ruby or whatever. And it's with only promotional spots in that chat. So that's what I focus on Tuesday, updating that, seeing how everybody's doing. Wednesdays, I make little thank you notes to my customers I've enrolled for the week. I also use my reach app to message all of my current loyal customers that are on auto shipment at the time. On Thursdays, I message any potential loyal customers that did not sign up during that week. And on Fridays, I message any potential distributor that didn't sign up. So that's how I work my business. Saturday and Sunday, guys, I work a little, but I don't really work that much. And I still have such great enrollments, and I allow myself to breathe. And I think that people think that they need to be working 24/7 with this business. And maybe if you do have like another full-time job, then yeah, utilize your weekend. But I kind of take a little breather on the weekend, which is good. People need breathers. So I tell my team that all the time.
That's awesome. You're just making me want to get so organized right now because
I love it.
That's awesome. So, okay, so I kind of wanted to go over some tips for loyal customers, especially for our new distributors who are going for this awesome $500 shopping spree or whatever. So, can you just tell us, why are loyal customers just so important for our business?
Well, it brings you money. So, I mean, loyal customers are the basis of our entire organization. We would not be here if there was no product or there would be no business. So really the basis of your business needs to be customers, because they are who become distributors. Like me, I was a customer. I became a distributor. And so when you do talk to these customers, again, compliment, because I, again, have never had someone get mad at me. If I could show you my messages right now at this very minute, I could show you guys how many people said thank you. Like, literally, it blows my mind every day that people are so appreciative of me messaging them. But that's true. People are excited that I'm offering this to them. So don't be afraid to message. But that's the coolest thing about it all is, I forgot what the question was, but what was it again?
Why it's important to loyal customers?
I literally just blanked. I was like, crap, what was I saying? But yeah, so when it comes to getting loyal customers, I do message. But let's say you're a brand new distributor. Let's start there, and let's move our way to maybe someone who's like me or Courtney. Okay, so if you're a brand new distributor, here's how I started working. I got out there. I actually put my business cards at a hair salon next door to the boutique that I was working at. I had people coming into the boutique I was working at buying products offhand. Okay, but if you're wanting customers, it starts there. If they try that product and they love it, then they're going to join and become a customer who gets our wholesale discount. Okay, so start there. Then you can also have people on a list, like say Susie Sally wants hair, skin, nails, or Becca wants the greens. think of these people off the top of your head, like, oh my gosh, she would love the Fat Fighters, or she would love the Greens. Write those names down and then reach out to them. When I started, I called them. I love calling people because it kind of gets them in the moment. They have no idea you're just about to like bombard them. And if you ever heard of like the kid in the candy store who's standing at the aisle like at Target and he's like, mommy, I want this chocolate bar. Like, that's the same thing. They're going to impulse buy when you call someone. So that's something that I did when I started, and it really kicked me off in my business. And then again, I post a lot on social media to get those customers. And like I said, consistency. If you post one day and you just started and a week later you're not posting, people are automatically going to be like, I told you so. She was going to quit. I knew it. Like, that was not meant for her. And then you post another month later and they're like, wait, she's back in this business? Like, what? So you have to stay consistent because people are always watching you. So that's so important. And then now on my side of things, when I've been in the business about 2.5 years now, the way I message people is, again, reaching out. I simply say my message. I give them the options of what products, and you can even do this if you're brand new. Giving people options makes it so much simpler because they can be like, oh, I want to try the hair, skin, nails or the anxiety supplement, because they have no idea what we have. So I give them that option, and then they say what they want. I say a literal paragraph, like it's tiny, of what that product does, and then I immediately put urgency on them. I say, yay, I just helped 2 people get started with this amazing product. Would you be ready to get started today? And I'm not kidding. I've signed people up right from talking to them that moment. Like, it happens all the time. It happened today. Just talked to her today, cold messaged her today, and she signed up to get ThermoFit and hair, skin, nails. And so if you're urgent, yeah, with those people, then they are going to sign up right then and there. So I really find that super important to put urgency on them because they're going to want to wait in their own time. And so I put urgency on them so that way they're ready to sign up. They know there's limited spots. They get started and there's no regrets. So
love urgency. What would you say to a new distributor who just started and they reached out to, everybody in the world and nobody wants these products, which we know, that's not true. They haven't obviously reached out to everybody in the world, but I don't know. I get that a lot. People will say, I've talked to, everybody I know, nobody wants these products. What would you tell them?
I would tell them that that's common. I will tell them that I almost gave up my first month in. And I am so shocked that, I wanted to give up because of where I am today. And if I had given up in that first month because I didn't think I had that many people to talk to and I hit the wall, as I call it, then I wouldn't be where I am today. And so what I would say to you guys is that you have so many people to talk to. I started off on Facebook with what you would call a warm market. So everybody in my sorority, everybody in my high school, everybody in my college, whatever. I hit the wall. Okay. I hit where I was like, I do not know who else would want this product. I don't know what else to do. I hit a 6-month slump where I did not enroll hardly anyone. I said to my enroller, F it works. Yes, I did. And she'll laugh about it with me today because I was so pissed off. And 2.5 years later, I'm laughing at that part of my story because I kept going no matter what. And that's what I'm going to tell you to do is to keep going no matter what, because the moment that you hit that wall and you jump over it, you crawl under it, you do whatever, break through it, when you get through that wall, you're going to find what God has for you. And it is going to be either Instagram, it is going to be working at a flea market, whatever the heck it may be. You do not know necessarily where your place is in this business, and that's why you feel like you've hit that wall. You're in the just beginning, finding what works for you, and you haven't even started yet on that journey. And so for me, when I hit that slump, I didn't know how to work my business anymore. And then I found Instagram. I found someone who inspired me. Honestly, it was Courtney. It was Jocelyn. They were working Instagram at that time. So I decided, hey, you know what? I'm not giving up. I'm going to try something else. And when I did that, I started adding new people every single day. And I literally became like a top distributor enroller right from that next month. I started just believing in myself. And yeah, I've hit other slumps along the way. Do you know that that's part of life? If you compare your business to life, you're going to realize that you have breakups in life. You're going to have a breakup in your business. You're going to have ups and downs in your college degree. You're going to have ups and downs in your business. And so you have to realize that now. And that's exactly what I would tell someone when they are in that moment of, I just hit a wall. And I'm going to look you in the eyes. I'm going to say, break through it, crawl over it, whatever you have to do, because you don't know what is out there for you. But I do. And that is what is going to instill in your new distributors that belief. Because when someone wants to give up, the reason is because you have lost belief, not in just this business. You've lost belief in yourself. And to regain that, again, you have to find what works for you. And there's so many things out there. And the number one devil for you is going to be to compare your business to someone else. And if you're looking and trying to learn and you're saying, oh, well, this girl's enrolling this much, or you're even looking at me and saying, oh my gosh, she enrolls that much, it's going to blow my mind, because guess what? I've been in 2.5 years. I've had a different journey than you have. Everyone's journey is different. So you have to realize that in the very beginning, I remember throwing something at the wall. I was so pissed. I remember people quitting on me because my sorority president got up in front of my entire chapter and talked crap about the company that I was with. And you know what? I overcame that. And if I can overcome that, then sure as heck you guys can too, because they didn't make it in life. Like, they are working 9-to-5 jobs, not doing anything with their life, and they want to tear you down. And look at where you can be. Look at that vision of where you can be in the future, because you never gave up.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That is awesome. What is one thing that you do for your customers to keep on ordering after the 3 months? And how are you making sure to hold yourself accountable to, be a good, representative to your customers? Is there anything that you do in particular?
I write them thank you notes. I love them. You have to cherish your customers. I'll be honest, when I first started working my business, I worked it like a hobby and not a business. And it showed. I used to just post and think people were going to come to me. I used to just message a few here and there and think that some were going to sign up. But instead now I really cherish my customers. I keep track of every single one. I put them literally on my steps to success sheet. Lord. So like I write them literally on these spots. That's as simple as you can make it. It's just write their name down and just keep up with them. So I put them again in my reach out, and I follow up with them every Wednesday. Or if I kind of talked to them recently, I'll kind of follow up with them like every 2 weeks or a month, and I send them little thank you notes. And then also, I'm about to start doing this, is that you can actually say to your customers, hey, if you would post for me about the product that you're trying or whatever, I will give you a free product. So I'm going to start trying that, because I have not done that yet, but I'm really excited about implementing that into my business. So
yes, I love the thank you notes too. They're just so simple, and they get so excited about, just us taking our time to write to them just like a simple little message thanking them, I think just means so much to them. So
absolutely.
I love that. All right, so I have one more question for you. If you could yell at yourself let's not right now. If you could yell at yourself at the very beginning of your business, if you just started this and you could yell at your past self, what would you say?
I love this question. And I told Courtney I love this question because I find it funny, because I think there's a lot of things I would yell at myself for. I wish I believed in myself a little bit sooner, because I think I would be a lot farther than I am now. But it's not about the race. And I want you guys to know that now. So I'm not necessarily going to yell at myself for going too slow or too fast or whatever the heck it may be. I'm going to yell at myself for comparing myself to someone else's journey, because that's what put me in the slumps that I did take. And I looked at other people who went ambassador in 2 years, and I thought, well, heck, I surely could get there. And then I didn't. And I wanted to yell at myself. But you know what? My journey was not like that. And God had a plan for me the way that He had a plan for me. And the way that it's turned out, it's been beautiful. And your journey is going to be the same exact way. So if I could yell at myself when I first started, that would be exactly it. Don't sit there and compare your journey to someone else's journey, because that will tear you down, put you in a slump, and it's going to be hard to get yourself up and out of that. So if I have any words of advice to give to that person or to the self that I used to be positive. Always believe in yourself. Read personal development like it is your life, because it will just empower you. I have some Spotify radios that you guys should listen to. I'll give it to Courtney. But every morning, if you listen to it, you're going to feel like you can take on like the world. So definitely, again, I really truly believe that mindset is everything to do with this business. If my mind was in the wrong place, then I'm not going to feel like messaging. If my mind was in the wrong place and I feel down, then I'm not going to want to do this business. If my mind is in the wrong place, then I'm going to want to quit. And that's never the answer. So when your mind is in the right place, you're not going to think that grass is greener on the other side. You're not going to think that someone else is going faster than you and you're not doing as well. You're not going to think those things because the devil is not attacking you. Sometimes when I'm working my business and I'm at a really good point, when I'm enrolling the most I've ever enrolled, or when I'm going for a promotion, that's when it's the hardest. So if again, I had to tell myself, it would be, don't compare myself to other people's journeys, because it's going to tear you down no matter what.
Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Do you mind if we, like, if they have a couple questions, would you mind answering a couple? Okay, awesome. If you guys have any questions, or here, I'll look through the chat as well. Let's see here.
So I see, does this take away the uniqueness of the message? No, because if you're actually using reach, you can edit the message before it is sent. So let's say you have a mass group of people and you want to send it to all that mass group of people. You can actually skip someone that maybe you've messaged like a little bit sooner and you don't want to message them again to double message them or something. So that.
Like says, do you ever get overwhelmed with so many people messaging?
Me? No. I used to think that it would be overwhelming, but I read the book, The Compound Effect. If you guys have a book you need to read, that's a book you should read, because I started taking that into my business and applying it. And again, takes me only 10 to 15 minutes to send out 25 messages. And then I come and sit back down and I'll answer those few messages of whoever responded, and then I'll move on to the next. And so when I do that, it breaks up my day. So let's say I skipped out on responding to everybody for like an entire weekend. Yeah, I get a little bit overwhelmed because then I haven't responded to those people and I may have 20 messages on my phone and I'm like, but when you break it up throughout your day, you're going to be able to compound that. So
how do you motivate your team members to work? I have a lot of people on my team that don't work, so I'm constantly filling volume.
You can't motivate your team. I love that someone told me this a long time ago, because it has been so true in my business as well. I have people who go diamond and they just like fall off the face of the planet and you're like, where'd you go? You know, and that is totally okay. That is totally okay. You cannot motivate them. You can only lead from the front and inspire them. So do what you need to do, and don't let their lack of motivation and their lack of belief in themselves allow you to not believe in yourself, because you are capable of anything that you set your mind to. So if you set your mind to the fact that they're giving up on themselves, then you're going to start setting your mind to that as well. So again, you have to really focus on where is your mind at. And if your team is not motivated, here's a good fun thing. Keep it fun. Literally what I do in my chat is I have a boom challenge. So I know I've told Kristen about this and she loves it too, but what I do is I have one team chat. I used to try to do what everybody else was talking about, and they have all these team chats and like one's for one downline, one's for the other downline. It just drove me nuts. So what I did instead, I made one, and it's my team ambition chat. And I gave my team a name, so it's super fun. Everybody takes pride in that name. And I literally just have fun with my team. We boom all day long, so I'll boom with them. And that's another thing is I like competition. I know my team likes competition too. So if I'm booming all day long, they're like, dang, I got to beat you, Katie. I'm like, go for it, girl. So, you know, like we keep it fun. So when someone is, you know, in that low point, I'm going to reach out to them. And I've told them as soon as they pretty much join that I will notice if they are in that low point. I'm going to give them a call, but I'm not going to sit there and drag them along. I actually have heard so many times that you cannot just dig someone out of the grave. You cannot dig them out of the grave because they're not going to come back as strong as someone who is fresh. So Ryan and I came up with this saying on a walk one day because I was banging my head against the wall. Why are all my old distributors losing motivation? They've been in for a year, like what's going on? And so I came up with a saying, fresh is the yes. These new distributors are going to have their ignorance on fire. They're going to be excited, just as excited as you were when you started. They don't know what a mindset is. They don't know what losing a team member means. They don't know what not getting a yes in one day means. They don't know that stuff yet. So they're excited. So go for people who are excited rather than trying to drag along the people who are already dead.
Yes, I love it. That's something too, Brandy, like when I remember at the beginning of my business that I would spend so much time almost like begging people to come along with me in this because they'd be super excited at first and then it would just fall off. And while I was focusing on all these people who were just constantly falling off, I was not focusing on the people who were actually wanting this and that were working. So it's so much more exciting when you just, sometimes you just have to let people go. I love Cindy Pentecost always says you have to pray people into your business, you pray them out of your business. And when you find that fresh new person that's just so excited, that's so worth it. So, and it happens to everybody. So don't ever think you're feeling alone with that as well.
Absolutely. I see a question, so I'm just going to go ahead and answer it. So the way that I keep from being blocked is by compound effect. So I don't sit there and send 50 messages in an hour. I don't sit there and send 100 in a day. Or actually I do send 100 in a day, but you know what I mean? I don't send it like in a lump sum. I send it like over time. So.
They're saying, what is your most effective cold message? Do you have one that's just your favorite, or do you have like an example of like one that you would add a compliment into to kind of give an example? If you don't want to share it, that's totally fine too.
No, I'm cool with sharing. I was kind of the type of girl that like thought that there was a perfect script or a perfect way of wording things to be able to get people on board. It's not that. It's just as many people as you can message. This whole business is like Joel says, is a stack of cards. It's a matter of how many people you can talk to. It's a matter of how many people join your team, of how, let's say you sign up. Let's say, like, for example, I signed up 45 to 50 people during the $9.99 deal, and maybe only 5 are left with me 4 months later. And you know what? That is part of it. Because like Joel says, it's a stack of cards. You're going to get an ace, and they're going to be your rock star, and you're going to get another person who's just going to be like someone who you're like, what? Like, did you even understand what this meant? Like, this is a business? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure all of you guys know what I'm saying. So be that rock star in your business. Find what works best for you. But again, my messages are, hey, hun, hope you are doing well and sorry for the random message. I was just looking at your pics and you seem like someone who loves helping others feel good about themselves and are super positive. Boom, complimented. I would love to have someone like you on my team. Would you be open to more info? I would just feel selfish if I didn't ask, because this has had a huge impact on my life and allowed me to be able to graduate college, never needing a job other than this. So I complimented them. I asked them if they'd be open to more info, because I think it's, a very good question. Rather, would you be interested? That's a little bit different. So asking someone if they'd be open to hearing more is a little different than asking someone, would you be interested? Because I don't want to ask someone right from the start, are you going to sign up? Are you going to do this? Like, hear more info first, okay? And then I tell a little bit more about myself. So that's one message I send. Here's another one. These are both the messages I send for DTs. Hey, I've been watching your page for a while, and I love watching you post about being a mom or brother or sister or cousin. I don't know what I say. Like, it's whatever the person is. So if they're a college student or sorority girl or whatever, I add that in right there. I say, we have a lot in common. Have you ever considered making an income from social media? I've been working from home using social media for about 2 years now, and I absolutely love it. and I see that you have a great presence on social media. I think your pictures are beautiful, and I know you'd be really successful at this. Would this be something you'd consider? So I watch my wording a lot, if you guys have noticed that. But what is that quote? Y'all might know what I'm talking about. It's, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Please remember that, because no matter what you say, you can mess up, you can screw up. Like, this person is either joining or they're not. They're either interested or they're not. So when you find a no and that person says, no, I'm not interested, that may not mean like no forever. You didn't say the wrong thing. It's just not really to the right person. It's not their time. If someone had messaged me freshman year of college, probably was not my time. I was crazy. So thankfully I found out about this business when I was simmering down a little bit. So that's just an example of how everybody's life is different in 6 months to 12 months to whatever months. So that's why you got to keep following up, because you never know when someone may have something crazy happen, or Irma just tear up their home and they need more income. So just think about all of those different things that can happen to someone in a 6-month span, and then keep following up and don't give up on that person. And then last but not least, my message for product testers is so simple. I give them the options. Like I said, I say, wait, where is my message? Hang on a second. Oh, wait, here it is. Okay, here it is. Hi, I was wondering if you would want to be a 90-day product tester for me using one or some of our products. I'm looking for 2 people right now. I came across your page and think you're gorgeous, and I would love your help to build my portfolio. You would get a huge discount for helping me out. Would you be interested? So I do use interested there because I want more people who are interested for product testers. But there's that. That's all I said. That's it.
I love it. And I think simplicity too. Your messages are simple, and that's like key. You know, you don't throw just too much at them or anything. So that's awesome. Let's see. All right. Carly said, how did the last message end? I think, are you talking about the one for distributor, the distributor message? Did you say, would you consider the opportunity? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said, would this be something you'd consider?
Okay, awesome. All right, well, we won't hold you on here any longer, but seriously, thank you so much for getting on with us. I am pumped. Seriously, I have like a page full of notes right now, so ready to get to work, but thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.